super exciting for me to see that the Acura RDX is definitely a solid bargain, even though the majority of the inventory we're seeing are 2021s. However, I do want to say that the difference between a decent deal and a great deal is largely going to do with if you got an Acura now or if you have a direct competitor in the household that you could use to get additional discounts off the Acura RDX. What I want to do for you in this video is give you some sense of what to target as a discount on the Acura RDX, whether you're purchasing, leasing, paying in cash, what have you, what kind of target price to go for, what target lease payment to go for, and in addition, something I don't normally do, some rough maintenance costs for you, as well as an annual insurance premium. What is happening, guys? Ari here from Boston Automotive Consulting. And in addition to this video, in the description below, you're gonna find resources to not only connect with new car dealers for the best deal on your next brand new car, you're also gonna find vehicle-specific incentives, and you'll be able to estimate lease and purchase payments on any vehicle you choose. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing because this whole channel is going to teach you everything you're going to need to know so that you can negotiate your best possible deal. Now, in America, roughly speaking here, we've got about 680 2020s and 4,165 2021 Acura RDXs as a whole. This is both all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, tech package, advanced package, what have you. Now, because the bulk of the inventory are 2021s, and seeing as though we're headed towards 2021, I'd like to focus on a 2021 for the sake of this video, and just narrowing it down a little bit further, we've got about 2,800 all-wheel drives, and of that 2,800, 250 roughly are advanced package, 260 roughly are ace specs, 930 are tech package, and about 1,300 are bases. Now, because the tech package is somewhat close to the base and somewhat close to the advance in terms of what the MSRP is, I'd like to focus on the tech package so that you can get some sort of sense as to what an in-between is going for. Now, the MSRP of the 2021 Acura RDX tech package all-wheel drive that I've picked out is $44,625. The typical markup that you're gonna see on an Acura RDX is about 5%. However, I want you to target just a tiny bit more than that. Get competitive, if you will, and go for about 7% off of the MSRP. Now, if you were just targeting just the invoice price, you'd be talking about $42,393 roughly. However, the target that I want you to go after is a little bit under this. It's digging into their holdback, and it's gonna bring you to $41,500. Now, this $41,500 is something I want you to go for regardless. If you're paying in cash, financing, leasing, etc. Now, this month, there is a manufacturer to dealer incentive of about $1,000, and you can basically just subtract this from the $41,500. It does change from month to month, so I want to caution you, it may not be that for next month, but that $41,500 is the same target that I want you to go for, but now it's become $40,500 because of the manufacturer to dealer incentive. Now, here's where things get a little bit more competitive. If you currently got an Acura now with the following set of conditions, you could qualify yourself for an additional $1,500 off because you have that loyalty. And if you're a current owner of a direct competitor or current lessee, you also get $1,500. Now, if you don't have, say, the Audi Q5 or the BMW X3 or the direct competitor, but you're in a direct competitor's brand, you do get $1,000 for the Conquest. So in essence, the Conquest is split up to two different parts, where it's $1,500 or $1,000, but the loyalty remains at $1,500. Now, for the 2021, there is no promotional APR. However, you may see commercials at 0%. That is indeed active and true on the 2020s, which the target that I'm telling you to go after and the promotional APR can be combined. So keep that in mind. You can use that if you find yourself dealing with a 2020. Try to do better though, and use the links in the description to try and get that price or better on a 2020 or a 2021. See what's out there, see what your dealerships, your local dealerships have. Pit them against each other if you can. Now, if you're planning on leasing, taking that original $40,500 that we said was going to be the final target before any rebates, using that as the selling price for the lease, we've got $2,500 in lease cash in my region coming from Acura, a 61% residual at 10,000 miles a year for 36 months, offset by a 0.00215 money factor because they got to make money from somewhere, and this is the part of the lease equation that typically doesn't get revealed to you. Now, plugging this all into the lease calculator and assuming that we're giving just our inception fees due at start. So your first payment, acquisition fee, doc fee, registration, all that stuff due up front, roughly about $1,725. We'd be talking about $473 a month. Hope you can see it. That's including sales tax, you guys. And reminder, that was on a tech package, all-wheel drive. If you're looking at, say, a base that's about 4,000 less, you could be dealing in the very low 400s. If you're dealing on an A-spec, say about the high 4s, low 5s, same thing on an advance. Now, diving into some rough maintenance costs for you guys. So the total that Edmunds True Cost of Ownership is telling me over the course of 5 years at 15,000 miles per year, the whole thing is coming out to $4,700, but the bulk of that is gonna happen in years 4 and 5. So if you're looking for the cheapest possible way out on this thing, leasing it or purchasing it, it may come out to roughly the same cost when you factor in how much a lease is going to cost you over the course of 3 years versus a purchase, because it does have a good residual value. It is a desirable vehicle, and you won't have to pay the acquisition fee on the lease. There's so many different things that you could factor when you calculate your total cost of your lease, your total cost of ownership. I just think it's a great idea either way you go. Now, if you're leasing it, the cost of maintenance for the first 3 years is going to cost about $1,500 because you're going to deal with, a service for $300 the first year, $700 or so the second year, and about another $350-ish roughly in the third year. So definitely on the cheaper end the first 3 years. As far as repairs go, because it's covered the first 3 years, you're not going to repair anything. But the last 2 years, we're talking about $950 in repairs that Edmunds is just estimating. As far as insurance goes, pretty good prices, pretty good quote that I got from Esurance, plugged in all my information. I'm a decent driver in Massachusetts. And if you pay in full for the year, it's about $1,106. And if you're just paying monthly, not paying in full, it's $120 a month, which comes out to $1,440 for the year. I would pay in full, save yourself about $300 or so for the whole year. Doesn't sound like a bad deal. I want to encourage you to definitely visit the links in the description below. Shop around not only for the best new car deal, but check out vehicle-specific incentives, estimate lease and finance payments, as well as check out insurance rates, check your FICO Auto Score 8. Lots of useful resources down in the description below. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Gonna leave a quick, convenient way to subscribe to this wonderful face right here, maybe. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And we'll see you next time. No, seriously, subscribe. Thank you.